welcome you and thank you so much for being here to the St. Louis City License Collector's Office in partnership with the St. Louis Agency on Training and Employment and Entrepreneurship Forum. We thank you for coming and we appreciate your presence. We're going to get started. It is my privilege and pleasure to introduce to you the license collector for the city of St. Louis. She is well known. She is a person who is spiritual. I happen to know her personally because I serve as her pastor. I'm also thankful to her for her leadership. She brings good government to the city of St. Louis. She's a native of St. Louis and born in Carr Square and then raised in the Jeff Vanderloo area. Okay, thank you. And she has a lot of history here. She is a nurse. She is an attorney. She is a judge. She is the first African-American female to have served in 2 elected official positions. And it is our joy and our pleasure to introduce now the license collector of the city of St. Louis, none other than Ms. Mavis Tessa Thompson.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you for coming out. We were so afraid, even last night, that actually the school would be closed, Dr. Smith, but thank you, sir. And before we introduce Dr. Smith, the provost here at Harris Stowe State University, please look in your folders. When you registered, you should have gotten a folder. The folder has the agenda in there, and we're going to follow the agenda as closely as we can. Also in that folder, you will notice that there is a feedback, an evaluation form. And so what we're asking everyone to do is to please fill out that form, because what it does is it helps us to know what your ideas are for the next forum that we will participate and organize. And another housekeeping rule for the restrooms, straight out this back door here to the first quarter and to the right. Now, one other thing, we noticed that sometimes when people register, they don't write legibly. And so what happens if you don't write legibly? Nobody knows who you are. And so let's make sure that if you haven't registered, that at the break that you stop by the registration table and fill out a registration form. Thank you so very much. We're going to get started. We're going to start off with our own Dr. Dwayne Smith. He's the Provost of Vice President for Academic Affairs right here at Harris Stowe State University. We're going to start off with a warm welcome and a thank you for the use of this facility.
Thank you, Mavis. That was great. I appreciate you all being here. As Mavis said, I am Dr. Dwayne Smith, and I'm the provost. And people usually ask, what is a provost? And so the only thing I can say is second in command to the president of the university. And so we're delighted that you're here. We have a saying here at Harris, so it's a great day to be a Hornet. It's a great day to be a Hornet. And I was talking to a friend of mine who's in North Carolina, and they had like a slight dusting. I mean, less than a half of an inch, probably a fourth of an inch of snow, and they closed the whole entire city down. And so she works at the university there, and she basically was off for 2 days. And so we shouldn't act like we're not from St. Louis. St. Louis is a place where it could be 67 degrees the day before and then 0 the next day, right? So Mavis asked me, she thought that we would shut down the school. We're not gonna shut down the school. And so yesterday, I guess the Weather Bureau said they put this alert, go home, go home. So all these people, we're not going home. And we had night classes because we do believe and understand that education is so critical. So again, thank you for being here. We're delighted again, as I said, that you've chosen Harris Stowe. This is the Early Childhood Center, state-of-the-art building here, and we hope that you enjoy your day. We truly believe in entrepreneurship in innovation. This is our 160th year in existence. We're the oldest normal school west of the Mississippi. And so I'm not sure if you understand what that means, that we are before many of the institutions that exist today. And we started off as Harris Teachers College, and what was unique about that, that was for white women. But if you consider in 1857, white women could not be educated. So this was really a novel approach. And so Stowe was founded in 1890, less than 30 years from the ending of slavery. So we had an institution here in St. Louis that was educating teachers, and we evolved, and we were the first school that was integrated as a result of the Brown decision, Lamborg decision that outlawed, legalized segregation. So Harris and Stowe merged together, so now we have Harris Stowe State University. So what's unique about Harris Stowe State University? So we start off as a teacher's college, and that is the cornerstone of what we do. However, we have 31 major, minors, and certificate programs. And at the end of this year, we're going to add psychology, communication with video production, videography, history, Africana studies. So by the end of this academic year, we will have 41 majors, minors, and certificate programs. Yes. So there's a misnomer in the area that we don't graduate students. You know what a misnomer is? It's really a lie. It's a rumor. It's false. So we rank only behind the University of Missouri system. That means University of Missouri Columbia, which has over 35,000, UMSA, which has about 15,000, University of Missouri Kansas City has about 18,000, in graduating African Americans yearly. Our math program graduates 32% of all African Americans that graduate with a math degree in the state of Missouri. 32%. We're ranked top 50 in the nation. So what? I just dropped a bomb on you. That's out of 3,500 institutions in the nation that we rank top 50, 47th in the nation. No other Missouri school, not Washington University, not the University of Missouri Columbia, but Harris Stowe State University. But if you look at our other majors, for example, business management, we rank number 1 in the state in graduating African Americans. 54% of all African Americans that graduate with a degree in business management graduate from Harris Stowe State University. Number 1 in criminal justice. Number 1 in healthcare management. The rankings show that Harris Stowe is a leader in graduating underrepresented groups. The UNCF, United Negro College Fund, did an expansive study and found that Harris Stowe contributes about $65 million yearly to the economic engine of the region. Now consider that we only get $9 million in appropriations from the state, $65 million per year. It's estimated that our graduates have a combined income per year, lifetime income of almost $400 million per year. Yes. And you consider that many of our students are first generation, meaning the first in their family to go to college. So what it estimates is that they will be making 77% more by getting a degree from Harris Stowe. So when people say that why a college degree, that's the reason for a college degree. So we will continue to be the leader, the place where individuals can come and see their dreams realized. So we hope that this day will be a productive day and that you have not been frightened by the weather, that you will gain information that's going to be useful, that we can come together as a community to resolve some of the things. One last thing I want to say, and I'll be done, that we're committed to entrepreneurship and innovation. So I'm not sure if you noticed, on the corner of Olive and Compton, we purchased a building from St. Louis University, which will be the future home of the Center of Innovation for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, Harris Stowe State University. And our goal is, yeah, you can clap on that. And we've raised a little bit over $1 million. It's going to take about $2.5 million to get that totally where we want it to be. But our goal is to provide entrepreneurship opportunities for underrepresented groups. St. Louis is ranked top 10 in the nation in biotechnology and entrepreneurship. Unfortunately, when you go to that space, you don't see many people that look like the people in this room. So we want to help resolve that. So we want to look at social justice as it relates to entrepreneurship. Look at ways that we can change the fabric of the region, our communities. Thank you so very much. We're honored that you're here, and anything we can do to help you in your jobs and whatever you do, please let us know. Thank you, Mavis.
Thank you, sir. Wow. Harris-Stowe State University. All right. And Dr. Smith, you make sure you tell Dr. Warmack, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, okay. All right, let's see, where are we? Let's talk about what the License Collector's Office does. Businesses that operate legally in the city of St. Louis must obtain a license. Now, the reason why I put in legally is that we have a lot of businesses out here that are operating without a license. It's just like driving without a license. It's illegal to do that. And why is it illegal to do that? Well, first of all, the city ordinance requires you to have that. And so that is a law in itself. But the other thing is that you are robbing us that live in the city of St. Louis from all of the licensing fees that you pay that go into city services. You see out there the fire department. Who else has a table? The St. Louis Police Department, the libraries, MSD. I could go on and on and on. All of these entities receive funds from the license fee that business owners pay. And so that's why I put in the word legally. All right, the License Collector's Office is a fee-generating office, which means that we don't receive any money from the city of St. Louis. We give money to the city. And so the money that we give is approximately $60 million in the city's general revenue, along with, like I said, police, fire, public safety, school, and other city services. So don't let anybody tell you anything different. We are a fee revenue generating office that gives money to the city, not vice versa. And by law, the License Collector's Office is a creature of statute, state statute. We are authorized to keep anywhere from 1 to 4% of the fees collected to operate the office. And so operating our office means that we have a fleet of vehicles called our field service representatives that go out and inspect the businesses and make sure that they're licensed. We also have to have seats to sit in, desks to write on, computers to work on, and so the state statute authorizes us to do that. And we're really proud to say that 92% of our operating budget goes to salaries. We are the first office in the city of St. Louis to have a beginning salary of $12 an hour. And so we're working to build on that, but we got to have more businesses that are licensed and paying the fees, all right? Right now, I want to thank a lot of people. I want to thank my sister, Dr. Alice Prince. I'm going to do another introduction of her, but thank you so much for this partnership. We see each other all the time out and about in the community because the way that we say it is that's what we do. That's what we do. And so I also want everyone from Slate to stand and be recognized, and thank you, thank you, thank you for all the hard work that you guys have done. St. Louis, we bout it. We don't want to do one of these numbers, but when we come, we're coming correct. Also now, most of the license collector's office still outside helping with registration, but those of you that are in here, please stand to be recognized. I want to give special recognition to, and Mr. Birch, if you can get Mr. Wells, Mr. Coleman, and Ms. Hopkins in, and I'll save them for later. But also, we have special thanks. A lot of people wait till the end to thank the sponsors. Why are you going to do that? That's the reason why you're sitting here, right? And so we're going to thank our sponsors. We have Justine Peterson, we have Harris Stove, we got John's Donuts, we got Sam's Club, Slade, World's Fair Donuts, City of St. Louis, License Collector's Office, and then on down the line. Bailey's Restaurant, Connection to Success, Deer Valley, Emirates Home Healthcare, Kentucky Fried Chicken, didn't bring any samples, so not gonna. Marriott Airport Hotel, Save a Lot, Slate American Job Center, St. Louis City Fire Department, St. Louis City Treasurer's Office, St. Louis Police Department, United States Army, and Wheeling Event Services, and you that are in attendance, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so the last thanks and appreciation is to Mr. Joe Wells and Mr. Sam Coleman. Would you guys stand up, please, to be recognized? They put this together. And also my administrative assistant, Alnita Hopkins, is still outside. And as we go on, I'll recognize her a little bit better. Because Alice, Dr. Prince, you know that we all need a right-hand person and a left-hand person. But that right-hand person, if we stay till midnight, they stay till 2 a.m. And so that's my Alnita. And so I'll introduce her to you in a few minutes. Now, with the introduction of Dr. Alice Prince, Executive Director, St. Louis Agency on Training and Employment. This girl is a bad girl. She's a bad girl. She received her bachelor's degree from St. Louis University. And what was your bachelor's in? Okay, bachelor's in business. So she was all about the business from the very beginning there. She's a proud native of St. Louis. She went on to receive her Master's of Arts in Communication Management with the emphasis on crisis communication. And she received that at Webster University. She didn't stop there. She went on to be a doctor. She got her doctoral degree in educational leadership. And so not only those things that you see on the screen, but I am proud to say that she is my sorority sister, Delta Sigma Theta. Hey, don't hate, don't hate, don't hate, don't hate. And so welcome, 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 Dr. Alice Prince.
So Mavis is such an amazing person. Thank you so much. Where is she going? I want to look her in your eyes. Okay. Thank you for being so amazing for our city. Thank you for being so amazing to me. You are a mentor. You know, we look at you, Freddie and I, and other women that we work with. We look at you and we see who we want to be and how hard you work. You're a nurse, you're a judge, you're an attorney, we like, how many more degrees we gotta get to catch up with Mavis? But I love you so much, Soror, because everything that you do, you put the community first. And all of the jobs that you named were all selfless jobs. They were all jobs so that you can, that you walk in your truth and putting the community first. And that's what good Delta women do. So thanks so much for having me. So as I bring welcome, I would like to welcome you the way Madam Cruzen welcomed me to my position. When I received my position, it was a true honor for me. I received a call from the senator at 6 o'clock in the morning, and she said, close your eyes and tell me how you feel. And so I closed my eyes, and I took a deep breath and I said, you know, with this position, I feel like I'm going to free a whole lot of slaves. And the senator said, what? That was deep, Doc. I was like, I know, but that's how I feel. Because I feel like our community has been enslaved to crime, I feel like our community has been enslaved to lack of opportunity. I feel like our community has been enslaved to lack of diversity, lack of being able to be at the table, lack of being able to become entrepreneurs. I feel like so many people have kept that information from our community, which prohibited us from really walking in our true prosperity. So as I bring my welcome here to you today, I bring a welcome of prosperity. So I welcome you to your prosperity. I welcome you to your new journey. As I bring my welcome here today to you, I also welcome you to ending old journeys. Ending old journeys that's not for or meant to be prosperity. I welcome you to new friends and a new network around you. But I also welcome you to ending friendships that's not for you. I welcome you to your new beginnings and the new chapters that you are going to write in your life. But I also welcome you to close some chapters that needed to end a long time ago. So again, I want to bring you welcome the way Madam Cruzen welcomed me when she honored me and appointed me the executive director of the city of St. Louis. So welcome. So I also want to welcome, Frederica McCline. Brian Cruz, y'all can wait, I know y'all love her. I'm gonna give her a good welcome. So y'all already been like, woo! So Brian Cruz, who is an awesome workforce development manager. He has been able to really understand what the community needs. When we, as a workforce development agency, what we're tasked to do is to develop the entire workforce. So that means entry level, re-entry, but it also means professional level. It means jobs that are here right now and jobs for the future. And so in great spirit, as Brian is not able to be here with us today because he was in a car accident on the way here. And so we're praying for him. He said he still wanted to make it, but we take his time. But in spirit, Frederica McGowan is going to come and take his spot until he arrives. Now, Frederica is an amazing, wonderful person, individual who has been fighting endlessly for her community. She does a lot with developing young people and making sure young people truly get opportunity. Frederica is a fighter. Frederica does not take no for an answer. Frederica is like, if there's a problem, how are we going to get this problem solved? I love having Frederica as my right hand because she makes me better. And Frederica makes the city better. Frederica makes the future and the lives of our young people better. So I would like to welcome Frederica, the manager of the Young Adult Workforce Division. Will y'all give her a clap?
Oh, God is able. So we will tag team. We'll tag team it. We'll tag team it.
Okay, so now you're gonna
We will tag team it. So I am absolutely elated to be here with you all today. And so I'm so glad that Brian is here. Brian is our new business development manager. He's been with us for a couple months now, but when he came in, he hit the ground rolling, and that's exactly what we needed at Slate. That's exactly what we need in the city of St. Louis. So I am absolutely honored to do this presentation with Brian. I'll let him take his first half, and then I'll take the part that talks about the youth, and we'll get going. So I introduce to you Mr. Brian Cruz. Thank you so much. Thank you. I gave you a great word. You missed it.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. There's some great things happening in St. Louis, am I correct?
Yes.
You know, the question that is being asked throughout the breadth and width of this, our great city, is who is today's St. Louis Agency on Employment and Training. And we must be the ones to stand and inform them that we are today's St. Louis Agency on Employment and Training, for we are top and talented. We are today's choice and today's challenge. And under the great leadership of our Executive Director, Dr. Alice Prince, can we give her another round of applause, please? Her compassion and her ability to get it done is immaculate. And I'm so glad that she has given me the opportunity to lead a great staff of individuals that are job developing in this city like none other. They have also took the pavement and they're running with it. And we're excited to be able to create those opportunities for you, our citizens of the city of St. Louis and our surrounding areas, to be able to call Slate home. And we're excited that you all are here this morning. We're excited that you all have come out in this cold weather. And it's cold, y'all. I said it's cold. But we pressed our way. And it shows that's called tenacity, that we're being able to press and push forth no matter what the obstacles may come before you. So this morning, we're going to just give you a little bit of information about the St. Louis Agency on Training and Employment so that you can get a little bit more information about the services that we do offer. Is that okay? Yeah. All right. For those of you who may not know, and everyone in this city should know, because Slate is an outstanding institution of individuals who love on the loveless, who offer hope to the hopeless, who are voices to the voiceless. And we want to make sure that you know that and you get that edged in your heart to know that you can go and tell somebody else that they can come to Slate. You know, when I was a child, there was an old movie that we called The Wiz. I know some of you all made The Wizard of Oz. I know, I understand. But I came up under The Wiz. And I know you all were real excited about Michael Jackson as a scarecrow singing You Can't Win. And, you know, Nipsey Russell was his hitman and he was sliding some oil. But I declare to you, my mother taught me at a very young age, there was one particular line in that whole movie that stood out to me. And it was that there is no place like home. And St. Louis Agency on Employment and Training, we want you to know that Slate is your home. And there's no place like it. I said there's no place like it. In the universe, you won't ever find any place like the St. Louis Agency on Training and Employment. So we are your one-stop center with a variety of services and resources to help you reach your educational, employment, and training goals. At Slate, we are partnering with a lot of federal and local agencies that we are so excited that they've chosen us to be and trusted us. It's important when someone can trust you, isn't that right? I said it's important when someone can trust you, isn't that right? And so we're so excited that we are partnering with the Division of Workforce Development. We know it as DWD, where we are been assessed to do career assessment and counseling, job readiness training, career exploration, resume writing and interview assistance, job search assistance, placement assistance, and referrals, supportive services, client assistance, and training resources, labor market information, assistive technology for special needs, and also computer access and assistance. Of course, there's some great things going on at Slate. And what I'm not going to do is read to you each one of these slides, but I want you all to just follow along with me because there are some great things happening. If you have any questions, we have some great staff here from Slate. I've charged all of my job developers to be here this morning so that we all can begin to recognize. Can all my job developers from the Business Development Department at Slate, could you please stand? You all give this wonderful group of individuals a round of applause. They are the ones that we're going to connect with to help you find employment. And one great thing about this particular department is that they will walk you into a job. I said, that's good news. That they will walk you into a job because that's what it's going to take here in our city, is that we're able to connect with one another to make it happen. Slate also offers computer classes. If you want to learn anything about computers, we have some of the greatest individuals at Slate that teach our computer classes. Won't you also join us for our educational services? You know, Slate partners with one of the greatest educational institutions in the world, and that is the St. Louis Public School System. And we are providing adult education and literacy, high-set classes to adults looking to gain their high school equivalency. Isn't that wonderful? We also offer another program called the NCRC Work Keys Certification. And this particular certification can open up doors like you've never seen before in your life. It gives you an opportunity to not only gain the knowledge, but also the prerequisite skills so that you're able to be a force to be reckoned with in our St. Louis metropolitan area as we're looking for employment. We also have the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, which we call WIOA, and it's an adult program. And with WIOA, there are some supportive services that we're able to assist you in order to obtain your goals. We also have the Judicial Circuit Court program, which is the JCCP, and there's a wonderful young lady who's the case manager for this particular grant at Slate, and her name is Latia. And when I tell you this girl has hit the pavement as well, and she's running with it. And so any of you all that are challenged, with child support orders, and you have a court order to pay child support, come see us at Slate. We'll help you get a job so you can take care of them babies. It's important we take care of our children, isn't that right? We got to take care of our children, so come on down. We ain't got to feel nothing. We don't judge you at Slate. We have a no reject, no eject policy at Slate. And so therefore, we don't judge you. We're here to help you as you help us to help you. We are excited about helping you so that we can be able to take care of our young people, all right? Isn't that nice? We also have a young adult division, which is co-managed by Miss Frederica and then Miss Shakima.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, and I want to turn this microphone on. It has been a pleasure. Thank you all so much for allowing me to come and share with you this morning some of the great things that are happening at the St. Louis Agency on Training and Employment. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Frederica at this time.
Thank you so much, Mr. Cruz. I am absolutely elated to serve as the co-manager of the Young Adult Workforce Division at Slate. In her absence, Shakima Hunter tag teams this with me along with Rebecca Ritter, so I'm so grateful. It was so important for me to be able to do this portion of the presentation because a lot of the people that sit here in this room are a part of the Young Adult Workforce Division at Slate. So I'm so happy to see my students sitting here today. So as I talk about your program, I want you to stand and be recognized with your program and all of the successes that come with your program. The Young Adult Workforce Division at Slate goes through a variety of different programs that aim to meet the academic, the personal, and the professional needs of clients between the ages of 16 to 24. The key component of Young Adult Division is 24-hour access to education mentors. So what that means is that every single one of my youth who come through every single one of my programs has an education mentor that they have 24-hour access to that they could call to ensure that they are eliminating their barriers and meeting their academic, personal, and professional success. Some of my youth have called me at 3 o'clock in the morning, Miss Freddie, I'm in a compromising position and I don't know how to get out. It is my job as a 24-hour mentor to be there for my students when they need me to be there. So that's very important, and that's what sets us apart from other agencies. Another component of that, we offer a variety of services in youth education, employment, and training, such as high school diplomas, high school equivalencies, post-secondary educational exploration, vocational training skills, job development assistance and placement, pre-apprenticeship and apprenticeship opportunities, and supportive services and client assistance, which Brian talked to you about a little bit earlier. The Workforce High School, please stand, my Workforce High School students. Come on, I see the three of y'all, stand up. Well, these three here, y'all working hard. So the Workforce High School is the nation's only 24-hour high school. There is no other high school in the country that operates at 24 hours. So our students can say to us at 1 o'clock in the morning, Miss Freddie, I want to come in and work on my education. It was very important under Dr. Prince's leadership when she was the Young Adult Workforce Division Manager, that our young people had access to negative influences, crime, violence, and different things like that 24 hours a day.
They can even go to White Castle and get a hamburger 24 hours a day. So they should be able to come and get educational access 24 hours a day. That's important for us. That's important. The school is targeted towards 16 to 21 years old. Students have the option to attend class 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, 366 on a leap year. Our youth can come to us and work on their education. WIOA youth students. Any of my WIOA youth students in the audience? If you in WIOA with Mr. Fred, Miss Melissa, Miss Joy, Miss Felice, you guys are in the program, please stand. So WIOA is targeted towards 17 to 24 years old. They assist youth with the following employment services: job search, resume building. They go to workshops for education, employment, and training in personal areas. It works towards personal and full-time employment placement, temporary work experience, and on-the-job training. Provides resources to assist with the following barriers. If any of our youth are low income, homeless, basic skills deficient, high school dropout, English language learner, offenders, foster child, or pregnant or parenting, this particular program helps them with employment piece. And I'm so elated because I have my WIOA team here. If you can just raise your hands, I thank you guys so much. My WIOA go-to team, you guys are amazing. P2P and Compass Roads Collaborative. They are 18 to 24 years old. This is one of our newest grants at Slate. Youth have the option to return to school to further their secondary or post-secondary education, obtain employment, and gain valuable skills in numerous vocational areas, educational, employment, and training. Services can begin as early as pre-release from MSI. So what that looks like is our team goes inside the jail and they begin their services. So when our young people are ready to get out of jail and matriculate back into society, they already are ready and equipped with job training skills, life skills, and skills that are going to help them in the areas of education, training, and employment. My Compass Rose team is here in the front. If you can just wave your hands. I love you and I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Youth Bill, St. Louis City in the house. I am so glad. Services between the ages of 16 to 24, nationally recognized program and best practice. It came to the city of St. Louis in 2014 and has since graduated 83 young adults. Program components of Youth Bill: education. They work towards their high school equivalency or high school diploma. They also have literacy and numeracy gains, and we partner with St. Louis Public Schools for that portion. Vocational training, construction through Rankin Technical College, and we also have a new component this year, pharmacy tech through the CVS Pharmacy. Employment, they work with them to obtain permanent employment, permanent and full-time employment, apprenticeships, internships, opportunities, and temporary work experience while they're enrolled in the program. Also, that main component in that piece is mentoring. They have that 24-hour access to a mentor, and case management, helping those young people alleviate those barriers that are impeding their success temporarily. Other services provided are those supportive services and their client assistance. Summer jobs. Everybody likes to work in the summertime, so Slate does summer jobs. Summer jobs provides an opportunity for young adults between the ages of 16 to 24 years old to gain summer employment opportunities. They're taken through an intensive job readiness training and equipped with the necessary skills to begin on-the-job training through a job coach and a mentor. Throughout this process, they successfully learn to maneuver the workforce and gain that opportunity to build their resume. Information technology, we have a program at Slate called Tech Hire. So Tech Hire prepares the Midwest region for a technically skilled workforce. Tech Hire is committed to growing the representation of women, minority, unemployed, and underemployed workers in information technology occupations. Must be 18 years old or older and have a high school diploma or GED. The population served is out-of-school youth between the ages of 17 and 19 years old. Healthcare. We work with healthcare at SLAE. SLAE has several partnerships with agencies that provide training in various healthcare and related fields such as CNA, LPN, phlebotomy, medical assistance, and CMT. Just a few weeks ago, at the end of December, we graduated 118 CNAs through DKA medical training assistance programs. So that was huge for us, and we had the graduation ceremony in Central Visual Performing Arts. So we gave those young people hope for a better and brighter tomorrow. Dr. Prince always said, it's not 118 CNAs that we graduated, but it's 118 families. 118 generations were affected because that one young adult went to school to gain those credentials so she can better she or him can better themselves for themselves, their children, and their families. So it's very important. We have various different internships that are represented here. One that stands out is MoCan Construction. You must be 18 years old, high school diploma or GED, work keys assessment, and come through and be able to get that certification through us. So that's very important. Join us every week for our new initiative under Dr. Prince's leadership, and we love it. Every Wednesday is Workforce Wednesday at SLAE. You come into SLAE and you are able to sit down with an employer and get hired right on the spot for a job. We have various different fields and industries that you can just come in and say, I want to interview, I want to get that experience, I want to gain that opportunity, and I want to see, can I gain a job? So we do that every Wednesday between 7 to 7, and we stay open from 7 to 7. Why, SLAE? Because you can't save a life between the hours of 9 and 5. That's right. For more information about our agency, and I like to call it one of the best kept secrets in St. Louis, please come visit us at 1520 Market Suite 3050, St. Louis, Missouri. Call us at 314-589-8000, Monday through Friday, 7 to 7 p.m., because we are connecting real people to real jobs in St. Louis. Thank you guys so much. I'm just going to keep saying this all day. Wow. Wow. And so now the nurse in me comes out that we're going to take a short break. And so let's take a 10-minute break. But remember what break means. Break, come back. Break, come back. Because we got a wealth of information for everybody. We'll hear next from our panelists. And you got to hear from them, because you can't hear from them before you go out to try to get a job, right? Because they're going to tell you how to get connected, you know, what the pitfalls, some of the things that they did. So let's take a 10-minute break and come right back. Thank you. All right, we're going to continue on with our program. And next presenter is going to be Linda Lipa. She is the Community Outreach Coordinator for Connections to Success, which means she gets to tell the St. Louis metro community about a nonprofit that is based in St. Charles. She has helped hundreds of metro residents achieve economic independence through satisfying employment. Linda is fond of a unique aspect of Connection to Success, which is a lifelong engagement. She's passionate about encouraging others to identify and achieving their dreams. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Linda Lipa.
Good morning, everybody. I am so excited to be here. I love being around people that believe in people and understand the power of encouraging people. Connections to Success is a nonprofit that's been around for about 20 years. We are based in St. Charles, but we are all over the place. We are in St. Charles, St. Louis, East St. Louis. We have offices in Kansas City, Missouri, and Kansas City, Kansas. The main premise of how we started was when our founder, about 20 years ago, was driving around, met a lady that had an interview and needed clothes, didn't have clothes for the interview. Well, she happened to have some stuff in her trunk, actually stopped her car, took the clothes out of her trunk, and gave it to this woman for her interviewing. She realized the need for this type of service. She got involved with an organization called Dress for Success. Some of you may have heard about this organization. It primarily works with women, especially, that are looking for interview clothes. So we became like the second affiliate with Dress for Success, and it offers interview clothes to men and women of all ages. You don't have to be a member of Connections to Success to enjoy that. You can call our St. Charles office anytime you want to and say, I want to make an appointment to get suited. You come out to our St. Charles office. We actually will have a personal shopper with you that will help you pick out clothes, and you get everything. The suit, the shirt, the tie, the socks, the shoes. If you're a woman, you know, the suit, the dress, whatever it is. And it is so neat to see the difference that a good set of clothes makes. I mean, your confidence goes up. You realize that you have so much potential. So don't hesitate. I have a table out there. We have flyers on the table. Anybody can call and make an appointment. You do not have to be involved in any other way with Connections. But one thing that we know is, you know what? People need more than a nice set of clothes, all right? Whether it's to get a job or just to get some balance back in their life. They need more than that. And what we offer at Connections to Success is we have a lot of different opportunities to get involved. We have a professional men and women's group that meets on a Saturday for people of all communities and backgrounds to come together and encourage each other and network and talk about how they have found success in their lives. We have a program called Monday Night Connect at our St. Charles office. It involves dinner. Anybody can come. It includes kids. Then we break up into different groups, whether we're talking about people that are working on getting their GED. We have area providers, like we're talking with Justine Peterson about coming out and talking with people about ways to get your finances in order. We have people that come out and talk about health issues or whatever it is. We have a group of Girl Scouts that come out and work on computer programs and things like that. So again, that is something that you can be a part of anytime you want to. It's every Monday in St. Charles. We will even come to the Hanley Road station, metro station, and pick you up and then take you back when the program is over. It goes from 6 to 8 o'clock. And then we have what we call career connections at each of our offices at St. Louis, East St. Louis, and St. Charles every Friday at 10 o'clock. And as the name implies, we talk about things having to do with job search. The topic today is interviewing etiquette. You know, not just about the questions, but your body language, the handshake, the eye contact, the follow-up. Little things like that make a huge difference. But probably the meat and potatoes of what we do is a 3-week-long class that we call Personal and Professional Development. We believe that finding a job and being successful in a job isn't just about finding a job. It's about finding that balance in your life. Because if you've got stuff going on in your personal life, it is going to impact your professional life and vice versa. So what do you do with that? This class is a very interactive class, and they talk about ways to recognize what your strengths are, how to talk about what your obstacles are. We talk about things like how do you deal with the fact that maybe you don't have a lot of education, maybe you don't have transportation, maybe you've got a felony in your background. We talk specifically about how to answer the felony question. We truly believe you are not defined by what you have done. You are defined by what your actions and attitudes are from this day forward. There's no one in this room that hasn't made a mistake, okay? But we have all have someone in our life that have been able to speak words of encouragement to us. I have a personal love for working with people that have felonies in their background, and I love being able to tell them, yes, you can. Yes, you can. So that's a big part of what we do. During the course of this 3-week class, you will learn to identify what your strengths are. They have these really cool interactive activities like jump higher, like getting from point A to point B. Then we have this thing about a ball of yarn, and we throw it back and forth to illustrate all the different things that can be going on in your life. During the course of the class, we will help you develop a resume. We will get you suited. And then on the last day of class, we have mock interviews. So we have area employers that come in and help you practice your mock interviews. As I was the job developer, and in that role and in my current role, I go out and I meet with employers and talk to them about what we do, and I invite them to come to our mock interviews. Because not only is the idea of mock interviews to help you practice those interviewing skills, we tell you, hey, they're not just interviewing you, you're interviewing them. This isn't a one-way relationship. You need to make sure that this employer is a right fit for you. But what often happens is we find out, okay, the people in the class, these are the types of jobs that they're really interested in. I'll go out and try to find employers in those fields. So it's not just a practice interview anymore, it's like a screening interview. We tell the employers, hey, you're not obligated to hire our folks, but if you find someone that you really like, great, it's a win-win. I tell the participants in our class, what we are hoping you will do is do such a good job with this employer that the next time they have a job opening, they're going to say, hey, I want another person just like this guy. So not only are you improving your life, you're opening the door to improve the lives of other people. That's what we're about. We're about believing in people and not telling them what we think they need to do, but listening to them and telling us what they want to do. I believe very firmly that just because you have experience in one line of work, that doesn't mean you're locked into that. There's a lot of skills that you have that can be transferred into another area. I know I have a friend who worked for a long time at a bank. He said, one of the types of careers that they look to a lot is people that have worked in fast food, because they make great bank tellers. You know why? They deal with money, they deal with the public, they have to work in a fast-paced environment, a lot of customer service. Well, what does a bank teller do? So we talk to folks and find out, all right, this is what your experience is. What do you want to do? What's your dream job? Even if you don't have the experience in it, guess what? We could find an employer that has a job that you have the experience in, but also has that other job, so you can work your way up. So it's not just about the jobs, it's also about training. We want to connect you with places that offer training programs. Slate, wow, they're phenomenal. I mean, they have some amazing training programs. There's other places around town as well. I just met with someone at Claim Academy that offers coding courses. There's places that offer training at no fee, training with a slight fee, so it's what you want. We also have a scholarship program. It's called Ava's Grace. This is for high school kids that have a parent that's currently incarcerated, or they have a parent who had been was incarcerated. It's like $5,000 a year, and it's an amazing mentorship program. We just had some of the kids, I shouldn't call them kids, some of the youth in our office over Christmas, and we were talking with them, giving them practice interviewing skills, talking with them about the internship programs that they're interested in, and it's phenomenal. I mean, these kids are going everywhere, from Vanderbilt to Cornell to Harry Truman, so it's all over the place. But so we try to not just work with the adults, but we believe in any work we do with the adults, it's going to filter down to the rest of the family. Some of the quotes that we've gotten from past participants are, I'm now looking forward instead of looking backward. Connections helped my situation 100% because I found hope. Connections has inspired me and given me the tools I needed. And one guy said very simply, all I needed was a shot. You gave that to us. What the results of our program are that we have 70% job retention after 9 months. We have 82% of our people that have had an increase in salary within 6 months. And the one that I'm really proud of is, even though the recidivism rate for the country is 44%, with our participants, it's only 14%. So what we have to offer is hope, resources, and a plan. I would love to talk with any of you that are interested in more information. Like I said, we have a table out there, and my cards are out there. Anything that we can do, we would be more than happy to help. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ms. Lipa. We love your conversation about lifelong engagement. Thank you so very much. All right, who's next? All right, Shauna Collier, Small Business Counselor from our partner, Justine Peterson. I'm not gonna spoil it. She'll tell you a little bit more about Justine Peterson. But when we first started doing these forums about, 3 years ago, when we started doing these forums, the very first sponsor that we had and partner was Justine Peterson. And they have been at every single one of all of these forums. And so we're really happy that Ms. Collier has come. Now, Ms. Collier, you walked on up. I was gonna say something about you, girl. Let me say something about you. Okay, all right. Her background includes working at a not-for-profit organization that includes services for low-income families in communities throughout St. Louis and Kansas City. She has an extensive background in banking, from being there in that area for over 20 years, and now she is at Justine Peterson and has been there since January 2015. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Ms. Shauna Collier, the Small Business Counselor of Justine Peterson. Now come on up, girl.
Good morning, everyone. I'm really excited to be here, and as I am very excited to be a staff at Justine Peterson. Oh, I'm sorry. Can you all hear me? Okay. Am I a little too short? Okay. As I say, I am a proud staff of Justine Peterson. I am one of the few people that have come from banking, and with my banking background, I have seen where business owners have come in to get a small business because they have not, I'm sorry. Because they do not fit in the criteria of having perfect credit, having a business plan, or having their financials with them, the banks just turn them down automatically. Not understanding that these are businesses that can provide other jobs for the community. So Justine Peterson takes more risk. We sit and we coach these small business owners that come in. We help with providing financial startup money, and this money is also for existing businesses as well. So if you are a startup and you're wanting to start your business, what we try to do is we work with the license collector's office, let people understand you need to legalize your hustle that you have. Everything doesn't have to be out of the basement. So you have a legit business. Go ahead, get an accountant, work with an accountant. Get your financials, understand what you're spending. Make sure you have rapport with a bank. Make sure you have money in the account. Don't just ask for a loan and you're buying any and everything, but you have not marketed to the community. You have no people that are buying your services from you. So we have a lot of people that we sit down with and say, okay, you're wanting to start a small business. How much are you wanting? Oh, I want $50,000. You ask them, well, what will you do with your $50,000? I'm just gonna start the business. That's not enough. So you do have a business idea. So as coaching, we will sit with you. We'll say, what type of business are you wanting to start? Just say you want to start the restaurant business. You have no idea what your budget should be. You think you just go out, buy meat, buy food, and then you just start opening up your door. We bring in entrepreneurs, other entrepreneurs that are in the restaurant business that talks to you, that walks you through the process, that says, okay, this is what you need, this is what your staff should look like, this is what you should have on reserve. A lot of people are surprised. It's like, what do you mean reserve? Why should I have reserve? They think that, oh, I'll start my business, I'll make money, then they start going out buying cars and all of that. That's not a real business. That's not what a real business owner should do. That's again why we bring in monthly speakers that come and talk to our business owners and give them information on accounting, how you're paying your taxes so that you're not paying the IRS more than actually what you're making, so that you know what taxes that you should be paying for your employees that are in there as well. And along with starting a business, the very first thing that we sit and we talk to you about is one-on-one credit. You have to have decent credit before you go into a bank and ask for money. So whether you're working with Slate, trying to get a better job, you need to have good credit. People are looking at your credit before you are even walking through the door, and they're judging you on your credit, but that's not who you are now. At some point in your life, you were living and life took a toll on you. So Justine Peterson looks at that and we say, we're not going to judge you on your credit score when you walk through the building. We're going to give you a loan, but if you're asking for $50,000, we'll sit and say, can we look at perhaps $10,000 to get your business started? While you're working on your business, you are also working on your credit at that time. So the higher your credit score, the more comfortable you will feel. You will get insurance for your business as well. You know, people, again, I say legalize your business. You need to have insurance. Don't just think you're just going to make money and spend it. So the one thing we do is we partner with so many organizations. We really create a village so that when one person walks through that door, it is about 10 other of our partners that we are referring them to. We cannot do everything. I have worked with Connections for Success. Linda is really great, and we're getting ready to do a new program that Justine Peterson has that we're working with returning citizens. So they have been post-incarcerated, and they have skills, and they want to start a business. They're given this opportunity, which the funds were given by Kellogg. SBA saw this as a very good program, and so therefore the returning citizens or learning the business fundamentals, it's like a 14-week training class. It's only 2 hours a week. By the time they get out of that class, they have worked on their credit, built the credit up, understand exactly what it takes to actually have a business. You have to have good customer service. Some people think, oh, I'm going to start a business and everybody's just going to love me. They're going to buy, I will be a millionaire in 1 year. That is not the case. So we sit and we talk with them and let them know. Think about what service you are providing to the community. The money will come later. We have offices, St. Louis, which is on Grand. We're in Kansas City. We are also traveling to Chicago. We're also traveling to Detroit. We have office in Illinois. We work with the Illinois various communities as well. And let me see what else. We also help with foreclosure prevention. you can't focus on your business if you're about to lose your home. So we have those type of programs as well. You are trying to buy a new home. We help you as a first-time home buyer. We pull your credit, let you know what a lender is looking for. We do contractor loans. We have one of our lovely business owners that you will hear from next, but we have all sorts of loans that are out there. We lend from $500 up to $150,000. So as you're, asking questions later, I'll be more than happy to answer any of those for you. But please remember, Justine Peterson has been out there for 20 years. We're here to help build credit and so that you can start a business or to enhance your existing business. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thanks so much, Shauna. Like I said, our partnership with Justine Peterson goes a long way, because not only do we partner with them, but they help you, the small business owner who the bank won't take a chance on, but Justine Peterson will. And so thank you so much. And we're going to move on. The next person that we have, and of course, Thomas Hill. He's CEO and president of Hilltop Construction and Investment. And out of all the people that don't have a resume here or a bio, is my contractor. So come on up, Thomas. Let's tell him about yourself. Let's tell him about yourself, Let's tell him how you got started and who you are. All righty. Thank you. Thank you. Everybody, Thomas Hill.
All right. All right, thank you guys. It's a powerful moment to be here. I want everybody to say this is my due season. This is my due season. It's for success. All right, we're on the road of recovery now. So what I want to do is just reiterate on Hilltop Construction Investment. We've done a lot. I remember when Slate was back and they was just doing, I think, summer programs. We was out picking up trash. That's the only time I remember. So I'm proud to see a system in place, and you have to have a process and system in place to do any kind of business. You have to have a strategic plan, and I started out, she's right, don't start off in the basement. I'm one of them basement guys. So I mean, but it's been a trial and tribulation. I've been doing business for 20 years. I've worked for a construction company. I've worked for a power plant that was it was basically a copper plant, and I worked about 15 years, struggled with what I wanted to do. Didn't have a plan. Jumped out there, like you say, jump out there with just working out your pocket, not a plan. If you don't have a plan, you plan to fail, trust me. And when you go through the process of sitting down with Justine Peterson, I have different companies, and when I first known Justine Peterson, I'm into real estate as well, and we was flipping houses, and they had a program to help our tenants buy homes, and which was good. And then years down the line, maybe 5 or 6, 7, 8 years later, found out they help contractors. We'll have a construction company, a demolition company as well. So we went to Justine Peterson and said, what could you guys do to help us? I had no idea, did not think they could help us. I have partners that we're in the incubator of a company that we have other contractors that we network with. So we was like, Justine Peterson can help you with $10,000. $10,000, no money. But when you're doing payroll, it helps a lot. Trust me, you got $7,000, $8,000 payroll for 1 week, and Justine Peterson come in and give you that payroll money. It really is intriguing when you got a $100,000 contract and you can't do nothing with it. You don't have payroll, and you have you got union guys, you got benefits and stuff like that. You got to pay prevailing wages of not in union, and it goes a long way. And actually, they did $10,000 4 times that month for us. So it wasn't just $10,000 that month. they did it 2 or 3 times or 4 times that month for us. So it was a process, and then we ended up growing the company as well with Justine Peterson, and it was truly a blessing. And we now we got contracts with MSD. So we are a really growing company as well, and I'm glad to see Slate is helping out, because right now, it's sad to say, we're a growing company. We don't have the capacity of people that's qualified to help us grow. And I've grown the company with brick by brick mortar myself. So I would get out and help, be on a job myself, put my coveralls on, and get busy. That's what I need to do. Guys don't show up, they late. So I had to go into a process where, well, let me help these guys. Let me buy them a car. I mean, I'm not going to buy everybody a car. I'm not open. You get a car, you get a car. I mean, but I go to the auction and get cars for these guys to make them, they hard-working guys. They're catching a bus. So I see the tenacity and the drive in these guys. So I would go out and help these guys to be successful in what they want to do. So these guys want to be successful, no matter what they pass. So like you say, credit. You can have $1 million in assets. Trust me, I've been there. You go to the bank, you have 8 properties, free and clear. Bank was like, your credit score is not 650, we can't help you. So it don't matter, even with the success, you have to struggle with still your credit scores and stuff like that. It's still a struggle, but it's a great struggle and it's a blessing, and I love the struggle, because without the struggle, I still wouldn't be here. If you don't have a struggle in life, you don't fail in life, you're not gonna be successful. It's not gonna be easy, it's not gonna, I remember one time, a friend of mine told me, she said, well, you're doing a lot. You got this going, that going. You just throwing paint up on the wall. I said, but that paint gonna be a mural one day. So, I mean, I'm glad to be here and part of this team. Like Ms. Thompson said, you gotta get your license together there. And they got a thing where they help you if you don't have all your money for your license, pay on it during the year, you know. So you gotta have your license together, you gotta have your insurance together. Most companies won't even hire you unless you got bonded insurance. And it's a lot, but it's worth it when you get these jobs, just paying a lot. So you don't want to get out there and get somebody hurt on a job, no workers' comp or stuff like that, and then you're liable, and you can lose everything that you own. So that being said, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm not gonna hold you out. See, they saved the best for last. So, and I'm gonna get on out of here. And like I say, if I can help anybody strive their goal and sit down and even put together a plan, a strategic plan, and I had to learn that myself. So I will do that. And I thank you guys, and God bless you.
And now we're going to have some Q&A, and as we're doing that, we're going to go down the list of the employers that are out here, the list of employers that are here, and they're going to do short presentations to tell you exactly what they do. I'll start off with the first question. My first question is to Thomas Hill. Now, Mr. Hill, I saw that you said that you do construction and investment. Basically, how did you choose to do both, and how did you start off? I heard you say that, you know, when I started off, I went to Justine Peters. But basically, the idea that developed in a basement, how did you make that into a multi-million-dollar business?
Well, and that is true. When I started out in the basement, we started out real estate. I actually went to my credit union. I said, could you help me do a loan? We did a loan out of our check. So we did a loan. I bought the first piece of property, started investing into real estate, started flipping, it was going good, wasn't paying my taxes. So they said you gotta pay 28% of your capital gains. Learned all that in one process. After that process of learning how to pay your capital gains and paying that bill off, I started going to other entities. Construction is one of them, because I'm pretty much got a knack for my hands. We had carpentry, I had classes, and went to a lot of consulting classes. Arthur Milton Porter is one of my mentors on consulting and stuff like that, learning how to run a business. But really, when it started into the real estate investments, I had a passion for people, homeless people. So we start looking around for people that didn't have good credit, then got evicted, stuff like that. So we took a chance on these people, and they say that when you put out what you get in. So we took a chance on a lot of people. We have also a property management company that brings in people that have hardships, take a chance on them. We might have to charge them more money down, but we still take a chance on people. So that being said, when we started the real estate companies, and then the construction company, then the demolition company, it kind of all fell in place as what was needed out there. When you go out and do your research, you don't just go at a business because it's just your passion. And I did that before. And it doesn't work. So you have to go out with the public needs. So if the public needs more companies, minority companies out here, we got certified as minority company, that was a struggle. Trust me, when you get certified as minority, you jump through hoops, but it's well worth it. The struggle is worth it, trust me. And when you're a minority, it kind of reaches out to you more, and they'll look at, well, he's going through the steps of trying to do the process of what we need, so now we're going to send him to work. So after we got the construction company going, demolition, trucking, we did all of that. But like I say, it won't be success without people. I don't take credit of any of my success without the people that I hired and that helped me with the success. And that's why I give back to those people, make sure these people have the adequate thing they need when they go home every day. All right, thank you.
I put in another plug for Mr. Hill. After they had actually renovated my house, which they've grown from residential to commercial now, and so don't try to get him. He's not in residential business anymore. But after they did my house, not only, he didn't just leave me there. I had some pretty large furniture that I wanted to purchase, that I had already purchased. One of them was this gray, big old jet tub. It had jets and lights and all of that. And so anyway, the people that delivered it, they couldn't get it in. They said, oh, hey, you'll have to, buy a smaller one with less bells and whistles. This is too heavy, blah, blah, blah. I was devastated because I was like, I could just envision myself in that tub, right? And so, I called Thomas and just said, hey, I'm going to need some of you guys to come and help me move some of the furniture. And by the way, I have this jetted tub that I need to get in the house, but the doorways, I live in an old house, the door frames and everything are too small. And he said, well, let me think. Thomas came over there, and actually it became a media event. The whole neighborhood came out with their cameras. They were filming. Thomas took out my plate glass window on the second floor of my home. Removed the window. It's got a pitched rooftop there. He hoisted the tub over, brought it in the window, set the tub in place, put the window back. OMG, when he says he goes out of the way, you go out of the way. And I just wanted to say that's the first time that I told that story publicly, but thank you so much. Now, I started off with Q&A, but I see that our employers are eager to tell you about what they do. And so we have Sergeant Christy Allen. Where are you? St. Louis Police Department. Come on down. And then we're going to go in this order. We're going to have the representative from U.S. Army. Just come on down. Kentucky Fried Chicken with no samples. Come on down. Fire Department. Treasurer's Office. We see former State Representative Connie Johnson. Yay! Thank you. Emirates Home Health Care and Save-A-Lot. Come on down.
Good morning. Good morning. I appreciate you all being here, and thank you for having me. I didn't prepare a speech. I'm sorry. But I'm here, and I have a table outside if anyone is interested in law enforcement. Yes, I'm a sergeant with the police department, and I know that the consensus is... Can you all hear me okay? What about before? Oh, okay. I don't talk really low, but As I was saying, I'm a sergeant with the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department, and my job function is recruiting. And I know that the consensus is nowadays, nobody wants to be a police officer. Actually, people don't really even like the police. Well, I was born and raised right here in the city of St. Louis, and I can tell you with all honesty that I never thought I would be a police. But 15 years later, and I'm still here. I'm still here because it's a career path, and it actually brought a lot of structure into my life. It's a career path that I'll do for 20 years, and then I'll branch off and I'll do something different. 20 years is a long time to be doing one thing. So, and I have other interests that I'm willing to do. I'll retire in 5 years, but I'll leave it to all of you young people. So if you have any interest in law enforcement, even if it's not being a police officer, please come to me, come to my table, and I'd love to give you some guidance.
Hey, good morning. I'm Sergeant Hughes with the United States Army. I want to challenge some of you kids out there that are in slate, that are also with Youth Build. Whatever you start, you got to finish, all right? I challenge you all to finish what you're doing, all right? Because I had trouble graduating high school. I got in trouble, spent a little time in jail. I got out of jail, went to a recruiting center, said, hey, I want to join. He said, we can't do anything for you. You're on probation for 2.5 years. My probation ended on a Tuesday. I went to a recruiting office on Wednesday, and I joined. I went from living in my parents' basement. My dad was killing my game. I said, I got to go. And my car almost got repossessed. I joined the Army, left for basic training. Within 90 days, I had my own apartment, about to get married and have a child. So my life turned around. Now, forget about the politics. I can tell you 100 reasons why you probably shouldn't do it. But I can tell you around 10 really good reasons why you should. All right? So, between college, you got part-time 1 week in a month, 2 weeks in the summer, you have full-time jobs. If you have whatever trade you're going to school in for electrical, carpentry, engineering, you can do that field in the Army, all right? So if you want to stay local, if you just want to get away, we have those options. I use the Army as a tool to help you achieve what you want, in whatever direction that is. If you got any questions, I'll be out there. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning. Hi, my name is Robert Fields. I forgot the chicken this morning. I left the house a little bit early, so I just want to apologize about that, okay? I'm with KFC Morgan Food. I've been in the food industry for about 42 years. I've been with KFC for about 12, 15 years. Started off with Burger Chef. If you guys can remember that. Went to Hardee's, then now I'm at KFC. Back in the day, Burger Chef was the #1 food chain. The one McDonald's, for you guys don't know. But I got a table out there, and I'm saying to my youth out there, the males and the females, if you just want to get a start, learn how to read the schedule, go with rules and regulations, be able to work with a team. Everybody on this panel talked about left and right hand, teamwork, budget, building. He got $1 million. Remember he said he had $1 million? He had to pay his payroll, he has to do this. So everyone on this panel, even down here with Slade, talked about teamwork and left and right hand. So I'll just give you the basic, or any fast food will just give you the basic, to work with other people, be a teamwork, and work as a team to get the goal done. He talked about working as a team to get the goal done. He said, I may have to buy him a car. I may have to help him get to work. So that's all. I'm out there at the first booth. Come by and see me. I want to say a special thanks to Miss Olivia, wherever she is, because she kept me staffed when I was at the South Grand location. So, next.
Good morning. First, I want to say I'm glad to be here. It's an honor to stand before you. Thanks for the invitation. I am Captain Leon Whitener. I've been with the St. Louis Fire Department for 26 years. I started my career in 1991. I am a product of the city and the St. Louis public school system. And I can say that the St. Louis Fire Department changed my life. I was on a bad path, and that's not an exaggeration. So I want to say to the young people out there, who better to serve your community than you? I love serving the community, and that's what I love about my job. I'm a product of the city. I love serving the community in which I grew up in. When we see the issues that are going around in our country right now, we can see that a lot of this is based on people who are serving the community that have no connection to the community. For the police department, for the fire department, you know, I get a lot of young people asking me, well, is it dangerous? Well, if we put things in perspective, more people are going to die in accidents in their homes. More people are going to die in car accidents than they will in the fire department. I've been on the fire department for 26 years, and we've lost 3 people, 3 of our personnel, to accidents in the fire department. And that is a very small number compared to the other ways that people may die throughout the course of their life. So I just want to say, I don't have a speech prepared. It's just kind of came up here. But I do want to say that we have a lot of opportunities. The St. Louis Fire Department is based on 2 different entities. We have fire suppression, and these are the personnel that you see on the fire trucks. And we also have our EMS division. These are the personnel that you see on the medic units and ambulances. The career process or the hiring process for both of these are different. The fire department has open applications every few years. We are consistently looking for young people on our EMS, EMTs, and paramedic program. So, you know, that's always open. It's a good process to start, and it's a good segue to get onto the fire department if you go through the EMT and paramedics programs. I know Forest Park and a lot of other schools around the area have different programs that will assist you in getting an EMT license, getting a paramedics license, and that is a good way to get on the St. Louis Fire Department. If you have any questions, I have a booth outside. Thank you.
I'm really not a speaker, you guys, but good morning, everyone. My name is Erica Jones, and I work from Emerson, Hampton, Missouri. We've been in the business for a year. I've been doing this since I was 14. I started taking care of my great-grandparents. I don't believe in putting them in the skilled facility, so I said I'd do it. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I knew I wanted to be in the healthcare field. I work Monday through Friday in the office, but my job don't end. It keeps going all night. If I see someone out in the streets that need care, or if I see an elder, I'm going to stop and help them. If my caregivers can't make it to work, I get out of my bed at 6 a.m. and I go. It's a good position. It's a good job to work for. We're trying to build our business with the haircare field. I've been around a lot of good people. I done been down, got back up. I don't let nothing stop me. I figure if I can get up every morning, I can go to work every day. I've seen a lot, done a lot, but it's a good field to work for. This company we trying to get up and get the business going. It's an outgoing people person. We love what we do. We look for people that love taking care of others, because I was always told, you a baby twice and you adult once. So they can only do so much, and then that's when we come in doing it. I'm going to take care of my people as the way I would want to be taken care of when I get that age. Like they say, it's out in the front. If you have any questions, you can ask me anything. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Tim Goski. I'm a district manager for Save-A-Lot Foods. So a little bit about Save-A-Lot. We're a big company. We're 1,400 stores nationwide, but we're located here in St. Louis. The opportunity with us is great. We're a growing company. We're investing in our facilities, investing in our people. It's a good place to come to work. I can tell you that 20 years ago I was looking for a job and started in the grocery business, started pushing carts, bagging groceries, and worked my way up. So it's a good way to make a career. So today, a little bit, Franklin will fill you in on kind of what we're looking for, but the only real guideline we have is you have to be 18 to apply with us. But we're looking for every position in the store, and Franklin will talk a little bit about that.
Good morning, guys. So as Tim mentioned, I'm Franklin. I'm the better half of the two. So I'm a district manager as well, so I oversee the Illinois side stores, and I have a few stores in the St. Louis market as well. Today what we're doing, hiring for in-store positions. That ranges from part-time cashiers. So if you're a student, you have a very strict schedule, you have another job, we most definitely look for part-time hires. We'll work with your schedule there. We're hiring to assistant managers as well. If you have any kind of managerial experience, anything from Dollar General to McDonald's to anything, that first job you once had. Is most definitely, we're looking for assistant managers as well. And then lastly, we have a store manager position. So if you've ever been a store manager or oversaw a large group of people, most definitely we can work with you, we can train you for that skill set to run one of our stores. As Tim mentioned, most definitely we are St. Louis-based stores. This is our roots here. We're located in Earth City, Missouri. Just a little bit about me, I started in the grocery industry. I started actually with a competitor in Aldi. Then I moved to Save-A-Lot, the better team. So most definitely, guys, it's a great company, it's growing. Most definitely you start seeing a lot of changes. The way we look, the colors, our whole presentation, we're most definitely going to improve that in 2018. So most definitely be a part of that change. It'll be a good thing. So thank you guys.
Good morning. My name is Connie Johnson, and I, as my soror and license collector alluded to, I'm an assistant treasurer for the city of St. Louis. Before I talk to you about, we have a number of openings. Yes, we do. We always have a number of openings. And what I'd like to say is that you have to start somewhere, okay? It may not be, and where you start will not be where you end. What I want to share with you briefly, in addition to the number of jobs we have, is that I'm a native of Chicago, but I grew up in North St. Louis on the street that I love dearly and always will, on Hodemont, okay? Now, over on Hodemont, you know it's a little rough. One birthday, I got a gold chain, okay? And I thought I was street smart, and I was on the Natural Bridge bus, and two brothers approached me with a game called 3-Card Mile, and saw my chain and showed me how I could make $100 real quick. But since I didn't have any money or collateral, they saw my chain and said, you can win this, but you gotta put your chain down. Make a long story short, I lost my chain on the corner of Natural Bridge and Goodfellow on the Natural Bridge bus. I went home, I told my mother. She said, you're gonna replace that chain. I didn't have a job. So I said, well, how am I gonna get a job? She said, I don't know, but you're gonna find one and you're gonna replace that chain. I went to Slate. And the first job that I got at Slate, I was like 99 degrees, and I was painting portraits of senior citizens and painting over there where the new People's Health Clinic is. And I hustled that summer to get enough money to buy that chain. And during that time, they had some opportunities if you knew how to type, or if you knew how to answer phones, kind of receptionist work. And I didn't know how to type, and I thought, golly, if I knew how to type, I could go inside, I wouldn't be in this 100-degree weather. But Slate was my first real employment opportunity. And, you know, it took care of the gold chain, but it also motivated me, because I said, next time I ain't gonna be out here in this heat, I'm gonna learn how to type. And that's what I did, I learned how to type after that summer. So that's where I started, and I'm always grateful when I hear, and I met some of these young brothers, they said, but I don't have any experience. And I said, you know what, brother, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You start somewhere, and the somewhere that you start is inside of you, the desire to look for the position. At the treasurer's office, we have a number of positions in our parking division. And they're not necessarily the most sexiest position, but they pay, okay? We have everything from parking enforcement officers. I know I don't like them because they try to give me tickets too. But we have full-time positions that start off at $12.10 an hour, but it includes benefits, okay? We have parking enforcement supervisors. Those jobs pay between $14 and $15 an hour. Again, they have benefits, and if you have some management experience or you're trying to build on that, it's a good place to start. We have a full-time security guard position. You don't have to have, we don't have armed security guards, but it's a full-time job, again, with benefits. It's a start. And we have a number of part-time parking attendant positions. If you're pulling into a city parking lot, you know, they're $10 an hour. Sometimes the jobs start at 2 in the afternoon and end at 10 at night. If you're in school, maybe this works for you. All I'm saying is that these are opportunities for you, and these are maybe good places for you to start. It's not where you end, okay? So I started at Slate, even though I caught the bus, but I caught the bus from Hodemont to law school. that was over there on Lindo. So I'm an attorney by trade as well. So where you start is not where you finish. And by God's grace, you continue to elevate. So come on out here and see me, apply for these jobs, and let's talk. And God bless. And thank you so much, Sora, for your leadership today.
Wow, wow, wow. And any questions for our panelists before we have our closing remarks and go out and meet some of the employers? Yes, and what you'll probably have to do, and we're sorry we don't have a wireless mic, but if you could come here to the bottom of the stage. Thank you.
Hello, I have a question for Justine Peterson. Is that open to anyone that's interested in entrepreneurship? Any income guidelines? No, income guidelines, anyone as well.
Any other questions? Any other questions? All right, well, I got a couple. I know that we talked about the evolution of SLATE. And so right now, with all of the programs that you host there at SLATE, do you have a kind of statistical data on how many people you have helped? I know we talked about their average income coming out. Could you tell us a little bit more about some of these success stories?
Good morning again. Slate, we see anywhere from 600 to 800 people a week that come through our doors. And so we want to triple that number with the number of individuals that live within our city limits. So if you know of anyone that's interested in coming and receiving employment and training, please send them our way. As far as statistics go, we have some data at the office that we will be more than happy to share with you. Unfortunately, at this time, it's just not at the forefront of my mind. But do note that we do assist a great number of individuals right here in the city of St. Louis and our surrounding areas.
And that's perfect. And I love that answer, because if you don't know, you don't know. And so basically, he didn't try to make up something. You know, he basically said, hey, we don't have the answer right now, but we'll get it to you. And so young people, that's letting you know that you don't always have the answers. We don't always have the answer. No one has all of the answers. If you don't know, say you don't know, and then go and find out for that individual. Going back to Justine Peterson. Now, you talked about that you help people that don't have money. I think I heard something about that, about if you didn't have money. I thought that you had to have money to make money. And so what is it that you do different with folks like me from the beginning that didn't have any money?
Okay, that was a good question. A lot of people do think that you have to have money to start a business. So just for example, you have, you're working out your basement and you do hair. You go ahead and use the equipment that you use on your own self as far as your flat irons or whatever, and start your business. Now, you wanted to enhance it, so therefore you're coming into Justine Peterson so that you can come out of the basement. You don't need to start off with $50,000. You can probably start that business with $2,500. You're going to get more equipment like brushes, clippers, or whatever it is that you need. But you do not have to start a business all the time with a lot of money. There's a company, 1-800-JUMP. That is a $1 billion industry, that company is. He started his business with $1,000. That's what we're trying to say. Don't think that you always have to have a lot of money. But please come to us and apply for a loan. We'll sit with you and we'll discuss really what your budget can handle. Because when you do try to get $20,000 or $30,000 and you cannot pay it back, then your business falls under.
Thank you. The other question that I have is for Thomas Hill. Thomas, we look out here and we see how many folks we have in the Youth Build program. All right? And already congratulations to you for taking that first step to further your dream. I congratulate all of you. Thank you. And so, Thomas, we talked a lot about, you know, education and how you have to educate yourself. And so maybe, you know, we have people here, they're not interested in going through the formal education degree-wise. And you talked about in the building trades. And so, do you have an apprenticeship program, or, you know, how can they get connected with you?
That's a good question. We do train one-on-one, and we try to find out what your niche is. Basically, you have to know yourself what your niche is. Sit down and get you a vision board. Write it down. That's what they always told me, son, you don't write nothing down. Just try to have it all up here. But it's not about up here what you remember, it's what you can really see that you really want to do. And if you have it on paper, it kind of plans out a little better and starts your plan. But if you come to us and say, well, I don't want to go to trade school or something like that, we will train you one-on-one. It just takes some time because we have, like I said, we have different areas of what you want to do. If you want to just be management property, if you want to just want to learn how to build some stuff, we can show you all that stuff. You want to manage it, just manage a crew of people. You have to know what you want to do and let us know so we can help you better. But we will train you the full step of the way. It may take 6 months. Some people learn fast. So when you learn fast, we know we will reward you, we will help you, and we will build your character up as well. Because a lot of people don't build people up as well. You build their character, and that goes a long way as well. Building young people's character up and letting them know. Because just like if they go to Blow Jones Street and he tell them, I'm going to bring you in off the corner and you can sell this and that. He going to pat you on the back. You part of our family. You need that. That's why you go to Blow Joe and do the wrong things and go down the wrong path. Been there, done that. But if you come to us and we build you up and we let you know you're a part of our team and we're a family as well, you will stay with us. Trust me.
Absolutely. Thank you. And Brian, I heard you say something as well about basically taking them in, mentoring folks.
Oh yeah, most definitely. That's what we specialize in Slate. We specialize in working with the marginalized and disenfranchised community, those individuals that, you know, people have written off. We don't write anyone off. We believe that there's hope, and you do have a home at Slate, right at 1520 Market, right here in the city of St. Louis. Make sure you all come check us out.
And if that was not a commercial, I heard one of the employers talk about another store. Well, we don't do that. The whole thing is that if any store out there, not only Save a Lot, but Aldi's, Deerbergs, any of the rest of them, we promote them too. So I just want to get that caveat out there before we end. And we're going to end with a note here from you, Ms. Leva. You know, you talked about connections to success. You've done your presentation. What would be your final words to our participants here today?
Well, what I love about connections is the lifelong engagement. Once you complete that course, you're part of the family. And so, if you get that job, and then in 3 months you lose the job, in 3 years you lose the job, whatever. Maybe you find out you're having a problem with paying your utility bill, or you have some kind of legal problem come up. We have life transformation coaches, and they are there to help you always. You don't have to jump through hoops. You pick up the phone, you call us. I've had people that were in the program even before I was in connection. That, hey, I was working, I lost my job, I need some help. No problem. We get together, we meet, we update your resume, we get you connections. So I like that because it's not just a period of time. We need support throughout our lives. And I'm really glad that we offer that to the community.
Anybody else? Any questions? I want to thank you so much for coming. Let's give a round of applause to our panelists.